Welcome to State of Tech, Synechron's innovation podcast. Synechron is a leading global digital transformation consulting firm focused on financial services and big technology organizations. Our State of Tech podcast hosts subject matter experts and business leaders as they explore emerging technologies, industry insights, innovation trends, and more. Let's dive into today's episode.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Synechron's State of Tech podcast series. I'll be your host, Jitske de Bruyne, steering today's dialogue to a topic at the heart of banking innovation, leveraging AI for enhancing Know Your Customer, KYC practices. We'll explore the evolving landscape of client lifecycle management and how technological advancements are making a significant impact in this area. Our guest today is Arjen Koomans, Director of Business Consulting at Synechron. With an extensive 25-year career in the financial sector, Arjen excels in merging business insights with the latest technology, focusing on transformative change implementations. Arjen, welcome.
Thank you, Jitske. Happy to be here.
Let's dive right in. Arjen, drawing from your experience, how do you view the role of managing risk in shaping KYC activities for banks and financial service companies?
So obviously, risk and risk management is why we do KYC. But let's take a step back. So we distinguish three drivers in shaping KYC-related activities. So one, we have meeting regulations or regulatory compliance. Two, cost. And three, customer experience. All three are important, but what we've seen in the last year is that meeting regulations is the one that is being invested most in. So rules and regulations have become stricter, but also the regulator has an increased focus on those rules. Now, what a lot of banks did is to fix a problem immediately is to hire more resources. So a lot of resources were hired to execute processes to meet the increased scrutiny of the regulator. This had two key effects. Cost increased a lot. But second, also the customer experience was impacted because we were executing the same processes as before, but with a lot more scrutiny. So we see that processes are not efficient. Different teams are contacting the same customer in the same process over again. Customers need to answer more questions. They need to send more documentations, leading to all kinds of frustration. So coming back to your question, the risk management activities definitely have an impact on the KYC investigations, leading to more cost and decreased customer experience.
So I hear two negative things, basically. What you said, increasing cost, decreasing customer experience. Are there good things happening in KYC activities? Does it bring anything to banks as well?
Well, definitely. So, there's a reason why the regulator is becoming more strict and rules and regulations have increased. The whole purpose is to see if we can decrease the amount of money laundering, reduce terrorist financing. So you also see that the number of suspicious activity reports, the SARS, have increased to the financial investigation units, hopefully leading to less money laundering. But it's a continuous battle because as long as there's criminal activities, there's money that needs to be laundered. So this will be a continuous battle from banks against money launderers. But without the increased scrutiny and the increased focus on risk management, issues would have been bigger.
And how do you see technology play a role in the future of KYC activities?
So technology will be a key driver in the coming developments. So we see that cost has increased dramatically, customer experience is under pressure, and a few things are happening. Banks need to, and other financial institutions need to have a closer look at their way of working. And technology can definitely help in further automations. There are numerous examples. So we see investments and upgrades in workflow management systems. Client self-service is an interesting topic. Well, what can we do to let the client provide proper data in time? Transaction monitoring is an area where we see a lot of developments, the use of machine learning in more sophisticated transaction monitoring on top of existing business rules. And last but not least, quite recently, we see a lot of generative AI potential in analyzing unstructured documents for especially complex clients. But there's a big but for me. Technology in itself can help a lot, but I think it's also important that FIs have a look first at their policies. So most policies are written by compliance experts and policy experts. They are then translated into specific guidance, but that is often not done with automation in the back of mind. So a lot of current policies and guidance documents are not that easy to automate. So I think if you want to really get the most out of these new technologies, you also need to take a look at your policies and guidance documents. But overall, technology definitely can help in bringing down cost and improve customer experience.
So you are working in this field for a very long time. So looking back at the last decade, what do you think is the most remarkable improvement that technology has brought or will bring?
A lot of improvements have been step-by-step improvements. I mean, workflow systems get more sophisticated. I think the usage of machine learning can be a big step. I mean, it's used more and more and more, but with the use of machine learning and also AI, you can see patterns that as a human you would not see at all. It would be impossible. If you improve workflow management, you're doing things more efficiently than humans can do. But using machine learning and AI, you will uncover patterns and criminal activities that for a human being would be quite difficult to see and analyze. So that I think is really a major change.
What emerging trends or developments do you foresee in KYC and client lifecycle management?
Let's make the distinction between data gathering and data analysis. Those are the two key activities that you do. In data gathering, what we see is a move to perpetual KYC or continuous client due diligence. Perpetual KYC requires that you have your data lifecycle management in place for all relevant data points. So what you need to do is determine which data points are relevant for your risk assessment, what is the refresh cycle, what sources are you using, what quality standards, etc. And that is, quite a fundamental change compared to the current way of working. But what it will allow you to do is to get rid of your periodic reviews and on a continuous basis analyze data changes that could lead to an event-driven review. So what we see is clients making steps towards perpetual KYC, develop a view on how they want to source their data, manage their data. But then if you have that in order, you also need to analyze your data. And that's the second part. And there what we see is you will use business rules to determine potential risks on an event, but also a development of models that take into account the historical events, but also other data points. So those two, in parallel, the business rules and the models, will on a continuous basis analyze the data of a client and, if needed, trigger an event data review. Furthermore, what we see in data analysis is the usage of generative AI. Using large language models with sensitive client data is a big step for all our clients. There are a number of things you can do to shield data and use it in a secure setting, but we do see a bit of experimentation at various clients. So exciting times. I think the market and the industry will go through a number of changes in the coming years, and those changes will become more rapidly.
I understood that you already worked on an accelerator using new technology in the KYC area. Can you tell a bit more about that?
To prove the usage of generative AI, we've developed the KYC Risk Investigator that allows a user to analyze client documentation, so unstructured data, to identify potential risks or red flag, and even use a chatbot on top of that specific client documentation to ask any question or retrieve any information that he or she needs in the analysis of a client. So the technology is there to really make big steps. It's now about implementation and ensuring data privacy and securing environments.
And how are the response from your clients to this accelerator?
Very interested. So everybody's aware of generative AI and maybe using ChatGPT privately, and everybody feels that there's a huge potential. So we're now able to actually show for a KYC specific use case what the power of Gen AI is. And all our clients that we've shown this are quite impressed.
Very nice to hear that. And thank you very much for all your insights. I hope you had a good time too.
Thank you. You're most welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Synechron State of Tech podcast. Don't forget to like and share this episode and subscribe to stay up to date on all of the latest and innovative technologies savvy businesses need to know about. To learn more about Synechron, head to our website at www.synechron.com. Stay tuned.